All right, time to migrate again. Sykes! Nah, we're not migrating out. It's 2891 still over here, guys. So I know many of you guys are questioning and wondering what is going on. And you guys have probably seen some screenshots and saw that there is some issue within the kingdom. And I'm here to tell you guys, as a member of the kingdom, yes, there is some issue that caught every player within the kingdom that are probably not in the council or not in the leadership at a surprise. A lot of people have moved out of the alliance. They went to an alliance, multiple alliances. One of them is Alliance G in the server. So as you can see in here, the Alliance G, some of them moved. Players from, S move a lot to G, and because the S was taken over by a player within the game. Now, I'm not going to go into extreme depth of details because I will only share to you guys what I know and what I feel. Now, I did spoke to the player who is currently the leader of the alliance right now, since everything has been fixed. And I'm going to show you some kingdom mails as well. So everything's kind of fixed in here. I kind of messaged Mubarak in here and I said, hey, man, I don't know what's happening. And I think you guys need to talk this out. And I feel like sometimes people don't consider the work behind the scenes. Other people contribute not just to fighting itself. So a lot of players within Rise of Kingdoms, all they care is stats. KP stats, whatever, that's whatever. See, here's the problem. And this is the thing that I've been trying to preach for the longest time in the game. It's not all about the stats. A lot of players within the game are able to contribute more than just fighting. There are a lot of things that are behind the scenes. Now, I'll give you guys a prime example later because we're going to go into a team that I was in. All right. So as you can see in here, basically I told him this and he says, don't worry, there will be no war, just cleaning. So what the fuck is cleaning, right? But anyway, I told him that I came here because of Bilal, and that's it. That's the end of conversation. No more. All right. So I don't know if that had some influence also with me saying that to the guy, and he could have told it to to his team. But basically, at the end of the day, I came to 2891 is because of Bilal. Now, if there was to happen a civil war, so you guys can see I shielded because I talked to Lily and she said to shield. But if there was supposed to be a civil war, I would have most likely fought with Bilal in here. Now, the thing is, the question only when there is a civil war is that what's going to happen to this server is going to die. There's no way that server will survive. When there's a civil war, everyone's going to migrate eventually. And the question there, will we be able to reclaim the land also? And then when that happens, you got to reset all the alliance structures again. So it's a lot of work. I'm glad that it didn't turn out to be a civil war. But if there was, it would have been really a big of an issue. And if you don't succeed on trying to retake your throne or your leadership, what's going to happen is people are going to leave. I'm probably most likely going to leave at that point as well if we don't get to capture the structures there. So, see, here's the thing. I think there's been disconnect between the leadership in here within 2891. With Godfather also stepping out of the game, and I think, he held a huge amount of influence. I don't know how much influence, but he held some influence. But here's the thing. This kingdom is from the natives. So the Bilal group, Lily, they're the natives in here. This is something that they grew. And when people just kind of snipe and take it, it's not really that good. So I've remember a kingdom that got sniped, Kingdom 41. I remember Kai, one of my good friends there that I played with. We ended up having some, kind of like, what is this thing called? Distance, basically, but we're still friends on WeChat. But I'm just saying is that we had some distance. I left K41 before, but a few years after that, he started messaging me. It's like, yeah, he got, the migrants took over his kingdom. So it's kind of sad to hear these type of situations when they're natives who grew that kingdom to how it's supposed to be. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the screenshots here in a little bit, but those are pretty much my point in here within the game. The stats are not the most important thing. We just won fucking KVK. We just won it. It was a landslide win. And that's why it's a complete shock for everyone. I'm not going to say negative things to the people that, try to make a move. because I don't think it's in my right fully position to condemn them, because they are the one who is in a leadership background and doing things. But I think what they did and the actions that they did is not something that I would have liked as well. But at the end of the day, we're players, we're gamers. If things are okay, I'm here to play, I'm here to fight, I'm here to create content for them. For the migrants, you guys might have been shocked. I would express with all honesty and sincerely to consider the kingdom again, but provide extreme caution, make the right decision. For now, I'm not moving anywhere, and I think many people are going to remain and stay within the kingdom. This kingdom, as I've mentioned into my last video, I think this kingdom has a lot of potential to be great, but the kingdom needs to stay in focus on the true values that they have from the beginning of the server creation. So what does that mean? The players in here, they do a lot of their DKP system, which is very, very nice, and I like it. It's very unique. Some other servers also do it, not just us, but many servers do the wrong DKP system. They do a lot of fake stats calculation. In here, your stats are contributed based on the efforts that you put out in the specific time frame that you are pushing with your team. So I think that is really good. One more thing to say in here is that please, for everyone who are watching this, remember stats. I know I get a lot of people comment about my KP. I get it. Stats is not the primarily thing within this game. There's a lot of players who will spend a lot of money within the game. They will have a lot of stats, for sure. There are players who will get rallied, their city get rallied, they get a lot of stats. There are whales even that, whenever they need to drop down kingdom power, they'll be the one to getting fed on, or they're killing everybody's troops, so they're getting fed to increase their KP. So there's a lot of inconsistency in stats. And you know what? Despite of many people kind of knock me out, with my KP, I don't really care, because when there is fighting, I always do my best to contribute when the time matters. And I've had 25 million deaths, and I've cut down a lot of the spending. So that is pretty much my point of view in here. In our last KVK, we were in the top 100 of the participants of the war. So just remember that if you're watching this video, please take my words into consideration to build a good kingdom, and not just a kingdom of numbers, all right? When you do a kingdom of numbers, that is not going to be a successful kingdom. Eventually, it's going to fall. What I see in 2891, this is a kingdom of family and good leadership. Although there's some hiccups, it's totally acceptable. They've never had any issue. This is the first time they have an issue. So another tip in here is that whenever you guys going to be passing on, trust and leadership and stuff, I would say try to always protect yourself, be cautious. At the end of the day in this game, you may trust people, but also be cautious 10 times. Can never really trust everyone within the game as well. Anyway, I have no, hate towards to anyone within the server, and I think the opposing group were just trying to do what they think is best, and I think they have now discussed, and talk it out. And I feel like people just need to talk it out more than like taking action in here instead, honestly. But anyway, let's go read some of the kingdom mail in here. This was the mail that was sent yesterday, all right? So, hello everyone, want to talk about the new system in the kingdom and what is the best for the kingdom. First thing, we will rebuild the R4s with experienced people, and of course, we will send a link to apply for new leadership. So this is what they said. Next point is there is no problem with Lily or Oshal. The problem with Bilal and his way of leading, and that was from a lot of people saying that and ask about it. And right now we are fixing the problem and working on for the best. So here's the thing. In this statement in here, this is all subjective, because I never had a problem with the server. So, it could be within their group, because they had their own group that came into the kingdom. It could be in their own group that they're getting this talk, but they didn't really run a survey for the whole entire team. I never had a problem. Nobody asked me what I think, right? Nobody asked the friends that I have in the server as well. It's like, where is this data coming from? It is personal opinion, all right? It's personal opinion. I think what they did was really great. What Lily have done for the last KVK, amazing. Bilal, he is the foundation of the server. I came here because of him. A lot of people also came here because of him as well. A lot of people during this time have also kind of, pick their sides as well. Let's see the next one in here. A lot of people wanted to leave because of leadership last KVK. We did like a Seed Sea Kingdom, and we have Imperium quality, and that's hurt for real. I disagree for this one. I think this is some makeup words in here. I think we perform at a great quality on our last KVK. We did really good, in my opinion. That was a good win for us. So I completely disagree. And, you know, the players that we went against with, they can testify this, you know, huge respect to all of them as well, but they can testify that we were able to perform at a great performance in here. A lot of the players in here did the best for the situations that we got. All right, we can do better because we have experienced people now, and from now on, the kingdom will arise. We just need to trust from our warriors. No one's gonna fight if this was supposed to happen. If you have some points, you can talk to me. Thanks. So anyway, I've kind of mentioned something within the server in here as well. As I mentioned earlier, I was going to show you something. We'll go to 1960. All right. I'll go show you guys my experience in here. I mentioned this in my server, and I think it was Nightmare still who was the leader, or was it Tsunami? I think it was Nightmare. But I mentioned something, you know, and he said, you might be in the wrong kingdom. And I'm like, wrong kingdom? And I shut my mouth there because I didn't want to say anything, you know, lost my cool. But I'm going to go to 16MX in here. This is the Hawks. I want you guys to understand here in the Hawks. There's this player called Lil Dracania. She's not the most powerful player. She's not the most high KP player. But she is in with the Hawks. Okay? You know why? Because she is the web of Hawks. If you take out Lil Dracania, I think the Hawks will fall out and is going to be gone. That's my personal opinion, by the way. I think Lil Dracania holds a lot into the Hawks. And this is what Lily does within the game as well in Bilal for our server. Just my point. And I mentioned this in the chat, and he was like, oh, maybe you're in the wrong server. I'm like, buddy, I'm just trying to provide an example in here. Like, you know, these players, they might not be the strongest players within the game. They might not have the highest KP in the game, but their contribution behind the scenes plays a major role to the success of your team. So keep that in mind as a prime example. And if you guys know somebody who does that type of thing for your alliance, shout them out here in the comment section right now. All right. Now let's read some of the kingdom mail in here, man. I'm getting riled up in here. Anyway, so let's see. Hello, family. What a day we had so far. I need to have a British accent in here because Shah is from UK. I bet everyone is going crazy with what happened. We had a few ups and downs these last few days, and things got a little hot. I am pleased to say everything is sorted. No one wanted ever to hurt our great kingdom. Sometimes we need a little drama to make us feel alive again. Yes, K-drama. I will explain everything in a kingdom call and explain everything in detail. Okay. I will explain briefly now. A couple of senior leaders had a disagreement about certain things on how the kingdom should be run. This led to some tensions between them. Let me say, there was never any chance of war, even though people thought of that. I want to make a comment in here. Yes, this is definitely was a thought that a lot of players have mentioned. I'm just going to leave this out here. If Bilal ever watched this, you know, I'm sure he'll take a look into this. When I messaged Bilal, I gave him two options. And he knows the options that I've given him. And, you know, I gave him the scenario of what will happen when there is war and what will happen, you know, if he takes the option number 2 as well. So, you know, I have good respect with Bilal, by the way. Let me say, after a long, great calls and issues are fixed, people just need to talk, and after that, everything is fixed. The good thing about this is we have come up with great ideas and plan moving forward. We became more united because of this. I actually have big smile on my face. All right. I will give details and explanation in a call in a few days. Tomorrow, the Discord server will go online, and we will do a 24 hours, and we'll do a call 24 hours afterwards. Please wait for it. We will do question and answers with leadership. All your questions will be answered. I want to say sorry for all the unrest caused by this, and it will never happen again. We have a great migration coming in tomorrow. That's good. The good news. We will make everyone look at our kingdom more. We have very exciting times ahead of us. We will make this kingdom run much better and very organized. Sometimes you need a little bit of a tension between brotherhood sometimes to strengthen the relationship. Sometimes it breaks, but when it's fixed, it does strengthen the relationship. Wait and see what changes will be. So just imagine this. Have you ever fought your best friend, right? And what happen after that, right? So if it breaks, that means that they're not a good friend. But if it fixes, right, you become stronger and stronger friends throughout the years. So I have no hate to the Mubarak or the 3Z groups in here. I think they had to, what is it called? Give their opinion what they think is the best. But, I may disagree with it, but in their perspective, that was what they saw. But I'm just glad that, they were open-minded and, take a lot of things into consideration again. One of the things I think I left in the Alliance chat is that be open-minded and, listen and not just like hear things, We have great OL team and hopefully we'll be winners in that too. I would ask all you to support our players in this who represents us. Give them courage. All right. For all people who are thinking about leaving, I would like to ask you in a favor and give one more KVK and see what we will achieve. Have faith in us. The kingdom, this family, this leadership has never lost. I always destroyed the enemy. Have faith in us. To all those who have stuck with 91, we love you and appreciate you. I'm going to mention something in here. I don't know if Sha is over in this alliance right now, but Sha is not one of those like super high, like, big spender and what is it called, like a high KP, high stats. But he is, when I spoke to him and we did our interview, he's very knowledgeable and his knowledge about the game is really good. But, you cannot win a war or a KVK without strategists, without diplomacy, without background work. So the people who do all the background work within the game is ultimately critical. Most of the whales don't give a damn about all the work. They just want to fight. They just want to show up. But the background is very important. The whales do not care much about this, all right? Especially the Krakens, just to let you guys know. I'm not going to say all of them don't care, but most of them do not care. It's the little guys really are the one who's putting a lot of work within the kingdoms. Now, I'm going to end this as, as people have asked me, Shinchi, are you going to make video about the drama? All right. Yesterday. I was busy yesterday. I was telling Bilal and Lily I was making a video. You guys saw the upload today. I uploaded the skip boo. I had a contract. I had to make it. Here's the thing. Influencers, content creators in a server. Now, I don't have much influence, outside of a different server, right? In this server, me being here has some influence as well. I don't know how much or I don't know how little, but I just know being a content creator, you always have some influence. Now, as a content creator, I need to also be more mature. Like, if this was 4 years ago, I would have been like, oh, God, live stream, drama, let's go. Let's talk about it. I'm 31 years old now. Mellow down a little bit. I'm not that old, but I'm just saying I matured a little bit, mellow a little bit, and I let it stew, I let it sit, and let's see what happens first. If there's more incoming, then I'll make a video and see what's going to happen. But content creators have a good influence also within the server. It can kill and it can live a server. Like I said, I don't know how much influence I have in here, but it can. We've seen this before. We've seen this in other creators as well. So this is why, as a content creator, you must have some certain judgment for your kingdom as well, and kind of sit a little bit and kind of tame down as well. That's anyway. My point is, I have huge respect for the people in here, and I said to them, I don't hate both sides. I like both sides, but at the end of the day, I came here because of Bilal. He took me in. He has my loyalty. If there's anything that was to happen, it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm glad that everything is fixed now. Looking forward to the next KVK. If you guys want to see more rock videos, consider subscribing and turn your notifications on.